All right, so today I am going to be talking about how to use Newsela in your classroom. So the first thing you want to do is, if you don't already have an account, you need to create one. I do have an account, but when I first signed up with my Google, I created a student account. So now that we're using it, we want to be using it as teachers. So you want to make sure that you um, do join now, and then you want to make sure that you choose educator, and then you're just going to select your role as teacher, and then you can go ahead and sign in. So I will just make my account. I'll have to use a different email than what I used before. And we'll get started. Um, all right. And then you just have to go ahead and verify your email. So I'll do that really quickly. All right, so now I'm in and I have verified my email. You can see that basically this website is just full of articles, educational articles, like pop culture articles, current events, that kind of thing. You can see on the side they have different categories that you can choose from. So when you click on the article, the cool thing about News ELA is that it has the levels on the side, and they're written. All the articles are written on multiple levels for your students, so you can choose if you're working with a lower grade level. If you're a teacher of a younger grade level, you can choose the levels that will fit with best with your students. You can see on the side there's activities, so you can create writing prompts, or you can create quizzes to go along with the article. So they already have questions that you can use and assign to your students in your class if you want to, or you can, with the writing prompt, I think, yep, it gives you one that you can use. So that's pretty neat that you can use already created um, activities for your students to go along with each article. So if I go to the educator center, you can see this is just like another spot where you can look at more articles for your students. So I need to see. All right, so when you go to assignments, this is how you can create a class for your, how you would use this in your classroom. So you would go to assignments, and then see, I don't have any classes yet because I have just created this account. So you can create a class, and you can either do it manually, or you can import something from like Google Classroom. So if I create a class, I'd create the name, and then you choose like your grade level and the subject, um, and then create the class. So now I have over here my classes, and so I can invite students. So your students can either like go on to join your class by using this class code. So when they log into News ELA as a student, there's a section where they can enter a code, or they can type the um, they can go straight to this link, and it will allow them to join your class. So that you can copy the link and send it to them. You can display the code in class, that kind of thing. And then So if I wanted to assign if I wanted to assign an article to the students, you would find something. So say I chose the subject ELA, and we'll go back to this article again that I was looking at before. You can click assign. So you can either create an assignment for this, and you can either create an assignment for this project, or you can just straight up assign what they have for you. So you can put instructions. So the example here is highlight any words you do not understand in red. You can have students complete the project right on there. You would send it and it would go right to them on their Newsela. So when they log into the website, the assignment would show up. And then you can also, like I said before, adjust the level of the text. So if you want them to be specifically reading at one level, you can choose it and it will be locked. So if you want the students to only be reading, say you're sending this out to a 5th grade class, you only want them to look at the 5th grade level. You don't want them to be able to go and look at 3rd grade or something, maybe you're testing, like maybe you just want to make sure that they're reading at their 5th grade level. You can do that, or you can lock it at 5th and 3rd. So if they need to go and read down a couple levels, you can do that as well. So then say you hit assign. Now when I go to my classroom here, I have this as an assignment, and I don't have any students, so obviously that's why it says 0 of 0, but then you would be able to see when your students see the assignments and how they have done on the assignment as well. So you can see here 0 article views, and it tells you the average amount of time students are spending on the article, the amount of quiz activity and writing activity you're getting on the article, how many markups students are doing on the article if you ask them to highlight words. And then this says that you need a subscription to see exactly individual students. I'm not sure how that works exactly, but once you get students in here, you'll be able to figure that out. And then you're able to create text sets as well. You can yep, so you can put a bunch of articles into one set as well, and that you can use. Yeah, so overall it's a pretty neat site. I looked up on YouTube a quick video of how to use it, and that's how I knew what to do when I first went on. So if this video was not did not answer all the questions that you have, there are a bunch of videos out there to show you exactly how to use it. I think this site is especially interesting because of the fact that you can change the grade levels on the articles that you're reading. See here, there are these text sets, so you can see that it has like this set of 3 articles are all about resourceful women in history, and then this one is about innovative women in history. So you could have your students look at these text sets as well. This site also has videos that you could play for your students. Yep, and I just think it's really helpful that they split up the articles in different categories so it's easy to look at and it's easy to find what you want. So if you ask your students to go on Newsela and choose an article about a current event that interests them, they would be able to come on here, look at the news section, say, because that has our current events. They could click and look for one, because the student side of Newsela allows them to just look through articles. But on the teacher side, you're able to assign them specific articles with questions or with specific work that you want them to do. So they can either read on their own for fun, or they can complete class assignments through the site that you're able to see when they're finished. So if you have any questions, I would suggest looking up something or playing around with it. I think the best way to learn how to use a new technology is to play around with it on your own. So, yep.